My friends, I hope everyone had a nice Christmas as I did. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our Christmas, tell you a little bit about the firewood situation, and tell you about a lot of nice things that came in over the weekend. And I'll tell you about our next project as well. And I'll do all that right after this. Hello my friends, Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa String Works Workshop. It is Monday, December 26th, and yes, the furnace is running because it hasn't run all weekend. I didn't step foot in the shop from really Friday after the shop talk until this morning. So it's nice and chilly in here this morning and got a lot of catching up to do. I keep it at around 50 or 55 so it doesn't get freezing cold, but it takes a little while for it to warm up. We got in a lot of stuff, and I think I'll just start with that because I don't know where else to start. From Bickley and an area code or zip code of 30907, so it's on the East Coast somewhere. It doesn't really say the town or anything, and I don't see it on here, but just Bickley is the name. And that's all that was enclosed, and of course it's some deer antler, and we'll make use out of that. This looks like it was probably elk antler to me. This can make guitar saddles is what this can make, because it's real thin wall stuff, but that's okay. Guitar saddles are needed all the time, so we'll put it in the pile and use it for that. It's you can see how thin the wall is on there. That's the issue with like the bigger the antler, typically the more porous it is. So, but that doesn't mean it's going to go to waste. We'll use it. We'll definitely use it. So thank you very much to the Bickleys on the east side of the United States. That's as much as I've got. But thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. In between here, I'll just tell you we got an email, and Emery just randomly picks an email every once in a while and sends it to me. This one's from Robert Legacy, and he says, I just discovered your channel. I have viewed several of your videos and subscribed, and also visited your website. I just wanted to send a quick note. I compliment your luthier and craftsmanship skills. Absolutely beautiful work. I look forward to viewing the rest of your videos and new ones. And he just more or less signed it, Bob in Indiana. So thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. The next one's from Ethel Hayes in California, San Francisco, California. She's just got a nice Christmas card with a very nice note. Unfortunately, it sounds like a lot of her instruments were stolen, which is really not a good thing. But anyway, Ethel, we wish you the best. Thank you for the Christmas card. I appreciate it very much. Then we got several contributions, cash contributions for Patrick. I was afraid that was going to happen, and it did. You guys are just too generous. I'll just say the last name was Orton and Montrose, Colorado, and they made a nice contribution. Thank you very much. Then we have a very large cash contribution from our friends in Blue Ridge, Texas. Thank you very much. They have a nice note here, and they apparently had a child, now 30 years old, who experienced these seizures as well, and they go through and explain a lot about the seizures, and I appreciate this. Every little bit of information can help. And then they just close by saying, thanks for breathing new life into the old Washburn tenor banjo, resurrected with spare parts. You and Caleb done good. So thank you very much, and that's a wonderful contribution. Thank you very much. The last one is a Christmas card also. It looks like from Dimino is the last name, D-I-M-I-N-O, and they're in Tempe, Arizona. And they also have a nice cash contribution in there. It's said they wish us health, happiness, and for the new year. And the note says, P.S. I've been learning to play a modern mandolin. A bowlback should not be in the hands of a klutz. I totally agree with that. Those bowlback mandolins are impossible to hold. If you don't have a strap, it's coming off your lap. That's just the way they are. But thank you very much for the contribution, the cash contribution, I will be sure that all those contributions make their way to Patrick. I really do appreciate it. For the record, I just want to be clear, I have suspended that program, and I have already sent them a large check. I have not heard from them yet because I didn't get the check out till Thursday, and with all this weather and stuff, I'm not sure they received it in time for Christmas. They may get it today. Then I also received this, another box. It's got a nice shop towel in it. It literally was a towel used for packing. But I'll give it a second life in the shop here as a grease rag or who knows what, just as a pad for instruments or something. And they sent me a nice box full of deer antler. And that came from, well, the name on here is Barbara Roggenbauer, Roggenbauer, and they're from Rock Island, Illinois. So thank you, Barbara, for for all the deer antler. I really do appreciate it. There's a couple of paracords in here. I don't know if they're quite long enough to make a mandolin strap out of or not, but they were tied to the antlers, and if you're wondering why people would tie strings to the antlers like that, they put them around their neck, and when they're out hunting, they can do this. It's a rattle for deer, and in the rut, when the bucks are fighting and everything, they hear that noise and they come running sometimes. They do that in Texas a lot. I haven't had much luck with the rattling here in Missouri, I'll be honest with you. I did hear two of them fighting one morning though, and boy, that was a heck of a fight. I couldn't see them, it was still dark, but I was close. And you could sure tell they were tearing it up. I think that's about it for the new incoming stuff. I mentioned I would tell you a little bit about the Christmas. Just one little short story. I thought it was kind of humorous. We had a nice gathering with the family and everything. Just thought I'd mention that the two boys from Ohio, Trinian and Layton, you've seen them on the program before. Young boys, and on Christmas morning, after Santa Claus had been there, they were excited to, start opening presents. Well, they started with their stockings, and as soon as they got into their stockings, they found the football cards, and everything just stopped. Each one of them got several packs of football cards, and they stopped, and they went through every card. Now, when I was a kid, that wouldn't happen. I'm telling you, I would have looked at those cards and went, oh, that's cool, and I would have sat that down, and I would have went to the next thing and started on. Nope, they didn't do that. They just were enthralled with those cards. Oh, here's a so-and-so, and here's a rookie this and that, and it's like, oh my God. They are eat up with football. I just thought that was a funny story, considering how different it was when I was a child. Because when I was a child, something like that would have been cool, but I would have thrown it down and grabbed the next thing. Now, you all know my plight with the firewood. Well, guess what? It's a real plight. Take a look at this. Well, my friends, you can see that used to be a full trailer load of wood right there. That used to be a full trailer load of wood, and maybe a little more right there. This is close to 2 trailer loads still. So basically I've used 2 trailer loads of wood, and that's since Thursday. I would like to film this, filling this up. I filled it up at 1 o'clock this morning. It's now a little after 8. So it's been right at 7 hours actually, because it was a little after 1 when I filled it up. And you can see it was completely full, and it's burned down that far. That looks like it's still got a lot in there, but quite honestly, I can put almost twice that much in there still. So it's burned quite a bit. Hopefully it'll warm up enough to melt off this snow where I can go out and cut some more wood. If not, I'll be cutting and hauling wood in the snow. There's what she looks like when she's full. Quite a bit of wood in there. And you can see almost every piece. There's a piece there that's got dirt on it, and a couple of pieces under that snow, and that's it. So, and then we've got this left. So the temperatures stay really, really cold, like in the low 20s. That'll be gone in another 3 days or less. Yeah, I had quite a pile of firewood there, on Thursday, and not so much today. It's at least half gone, if not a little more than half gone. And you can see how much wood I crammed in there this morning. And that's with quite a bit of wood already in there. It just eats wood. That's all I can tell you. But on the other hand, I'm not going in debt like the previous two for sure. The last two owners for sure went bankrupt here buying propane and that type of thing. I don't buy much propane. We have a propane gas cook stove and a propane water heater, and that's about all the propane I buy. Even that's expensive, so I'll just be happy that I'm burning wood, because I know I would burn 800 gallons of propane in about 2 weeks at the most, if not quicker, maybe a week and a half on that house. You'll go bankrupt doing that. Well, I told you I'd show you the next project, and it's kind of like hiding my own Easter eggs, because, you know, they come in here and I put them up on the shelf, and I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 in a row. So I'll go get number 1, which would be the one that would be the oldest, and I'll show you what that project is, because I don't have any idea. Just like I said, hiding my own Easter eggs. Well, the next project looks like this. We'll start up here at the peg head. It's a Martin. There's the fretboard. And there's the body. And it's a mahogany back and sides, I can tell by looking. The model number on the inside. Now this says Special Edition CEO 7. CEO's Choice, and it's got C.F. Martin's signature in there, and it's number 176. So I guess it's a custom Martin. There's a badge on the neck heel, but I can't read it because there's a battery holder there, and so obviously it's got a pickup in it, and sure enough it does. But I can't see the badge, but I'm just reading what the label said there. So anyway, it's in for binding problems. The binding's coming loose here, binding's coming loose here, and I think it's coming loose, yep, it's coming loose here and here. So all the places the binding has shrunk. Yeah, those newer bindings, I'm not real sold on them, I'll be honest with you. I don't know, maybe it has nothing to do with that at all. I just find them to be troublesome for lots of reasons. So the way we're going to try to do this is we're going to try warming these up a lot. I'm going to take a heat gun, but I'm going to turn it down to like a hair blower type setting. It won't burn the finish or anything, but I'm just going to keep working it back and forth and feeling it and trying to get this really good and warm, 2 sides at once. And maybe I won't be able to do 2 sides at once. I may only be able to do 1 side at a time, and that'll probably be aggressive enough, because I need to get 1 side really warm so we can stretch it back and glue it in place. And we'll wrap it up really tight with that rubber band, and hopefully it'll hold. It's also in for, I think, lowering the action a little bit, but the action doesn't look real bad, so it won't need much there, I don't think. But anyway, that's the next project. I'm sure I'll show snippets of how I'm working on this in the next several vlogs, so be sure to stay tuned, and eventually there'll be a full video on it coming down the road. That's about it for today, guys. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you would, please, and if you haven't subscribed, get that done, and then we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.